Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you how to crochet this 2-strand ribbing for hats, fingerless gloves and whatever other crochet project. Here you can see finished ribbing for a hat, only please ignore this part here. I am working on some 2-strand stitches and choosing which one would go the best with this brim. But you can also choose just to work with one color for the rest of the hat. Either way, it will look great. So what we will need are 2 colors of the same yarn, and by the way 2 shades of the same color looks amazing on this ribbing. Then you will need a compatible hook, and don't forget that for ribbing we usually use one size smaller hook than for the rest of the hat. As usual we will use a cord as a foundation, so let's start with a slip knot. Bring both ends together, wrap them around your fingers, hold it here with a thumb, and then from the other side slide the hook under here and pull up a loop, and then pull the ends. Now we have 2 loops on the hook, and the bottom color will be the top color in our left hand. I hold the top yarn just like I hold the yarn when I crochet with one strand, and the bottom yarn I hold between my middle finger and thumb and secure it with my ring finger and pinky. To start a cord we need to bring the bottom yarn over the hook front to back, then yarn over the top yarn and pull through all loops on the hook. This is our first cord chain. Again, bring the bottom yarn over the hook, yarn over the top yarn and pull through. Bring the bottom yarn over the hook, yarn over the top yarn and pull through. Repeat these steps till you reach the height of the brim that you wish. So bring the bottom yarn over the hook, yarn over the top yarn and pull through. Here you can see that I have 5 cord chains so far and I want to have 10 in total, so I am going to make 5 more. I finished the cord and now I will chain 1 with the top color to bring the yarn to the height of the stitch, which is in this case 2-strand single crochet. And now I will just show you where we will place our stitches. So when you look at your cord from this side you can see the chains, and when you slightly turn it you can see these side loops of bottom color. We will place a 2-strand single crochet under each one of these side loops till the end of the cord. So to make a 2-strand single crochet we need to slide the hook under that first side loop there, yarn over the bottom yarn and pull up a loop. Then bring the bottom yarn over the hook front to back, hold it back there with your middle finger, and then yarn over the top yarn and pull through all loops on the hook. Let's make the second one. Slide the hook under the next side loop, yarn over the bottom yarn and pull up a loop. Bring the bottom yarn over the hook front to back, hold it in the back with your middle finger, yarn over the top yarn and pull through all the loops on the hook. Slide the hook on the next side loop, yarn over the bottom yarn, pull up a loop, bring the bottom yarn over the hook, yarn over the top yarn and pull through all the loops on the hook. Let's make one more together. Slide the hook under the next side loop, yarn over the bottom yarn and pull up a loop, bring the bottom yarn over the hook, yarn over the top yarn and pull through all the loops on the hook. Now place 2-strand single crochet under each side loop of the cord. For me it will be 10 in total and I will see you at the end. I'm going to place the last stitch of the first row. As you can see, next to the side loop there is one more loop of the same color. That is because of the slip knot. So I'm gonna go under both these loops and place 2 strands single crochet here. Now when I'm finished with the first row, I will chain 1 with the top color and turn the work right to left. Before we start with the second row, I'm gonna show you where we will place our stitches. When you look at the stitches from the top, you can see these top color horizontal bees. Second row is 2 strands single crochet under back loop only. So we will go with the hook into the middle of the V and slide the hook under back loop only. We will skip the chain we made at the end of previous row, because that we made just to bring the yarn to the height of the stitch. And here is our first stitch to work with. So we will slide the hook under the back loop, yarn over the bottom yarn and pull up a loop. Bring the bottom yarn over the hook, hold it back there with your middle finger, yarn over the top yarn and pull through all loops on the hook. Now let's make the next one a bit faster way. Slide the hook under back loop of the next stitch, yarn over the bottom yarn and pull up a loop, yarn over the bottom yarn over the top yarn and pull through all the loops on the hook. Yarning over the bottom yarn instead of bringing the bottom yarn over the hook with your left hand is faster, but you really have to watch your tension then. If it doesn't work for you, just continue with bringing the yarn over the hook. Now continue placing 2 strands single crochet under back loop of each stitch and I will see you at the end of the row. I am placing the last 2 strands single crochet of the second row. Now I will chain 1 with my top color and turn the work. Again, to start the next row, we have to skip that first chain, slide the hook under back loop of the next stitch, yarn over the bottom yarn and pull up a loop, yarn over the bottom yarn, then yarn over the top yarn and pull through. So for the ribbing, it's always 2 strands single crochet under back loop only. And while we continue with this row, I would like to ask you to hit the like button if you enjoyed this tutorial so far. It costs you nothing, but it helps me and this growing channel a lot. And maybe even better, you can let me know in the comment section what color combination you are using right now for your ribbing and what is this ribbing for. Is it for the head, is it for the fingerless gloves or any other project? I am again at the end of the row, placing the last stitch, then I chain 1 with the top color and turn the work. And then to start the next row, we skip the chain and place the 2 strands single crochet under back loop only of each stitch. So now you can continue making the rows. For a head, this ribbing should be about 15 to 16 inches or 40 centimeters long, unstretched. But to make sure it's good size, try to put it around your head first. I am going to make a few more rows here and then I will show you how to count the rows and how to slip stitch with both strands. So I made a few more rows and now I will chain 1 with the top color as usual. You can see this ribbing is really stretchy. Of course, it depends also on the yarn you use. Now let's count the rows. So when you hold your project like this, so the beginning of the project is in the left bottom corner and the last stitch of our last row is in the top right corner, it means that the amount of the rows is even. When you look at the project, you can see these values that divide the ribs. Each rib is 2 rows, so we will only count the ribs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 times 2 means that I have 14 rows so far. And these rules apply to each ribbing, by the way. Also, if you start with the classic foundation chain and make single crochets or half double crochets under back loop only, this is how you count the rows. Now when your ribbing is as long as you need it to be, you have to fold it like this and you have to slip stitch the shorter sides together. Now you have 2 options here. You can slip stitch only with one color and cut the other off. In this case, I would recommend the top color to slip stitch with, so for me it's white. Or you can slip stitch with both and continue your project with 2 strand stitches. Here you can see the chain from our foundation cord from the beginning of the project. We will slip stitch under both loops of each chain. The first 2 slip stitches are the hardest, then it will get much easier. So insert the hook into the first stitch under both loops, then take the other side and slide the hook under the whole chain under both loops. Then yarn over the bottom yarn, because we want the other color than we started with, and pull up a loop, and then pull that first loop through the second loop. You can always pull it here just to make sure that it's not too loose, and then we will make the next slip stitch. So insert the hook into the next stitch and then under the next chain on the other side under both loops, yarn over the top color, pull up a loop and then pull the loop through the other loop. And then into the next stitch and under the next chain on the other side, yarn over the bottom color, pull up a loop and then pull that first loop through the other loop. And then you go again with the top color and then again with the bottom color. This way you can bring both colors to the other side without having to cut them off and then join them again. Now as you can see, the horizontal V's are one of the top color, one of the bottom color, next one of the top color, next one of the bottom color. I am placing the last slip stitch and then depending on what my first row on the top of the ribbing would be, I can decide if I chain one with the top color or the bottom color. But now our ribbing is finished, so we have to turn it inside out and continue with 1 or 2 strands. I know that this is very small, but I really made it just to show you how to crochet this ribbing, and now I'm gonna frog it anyways. But this is the same ribbing, only with different yarn, and here you can see what it really looks like when it's long enough and it's really turning to head or something. And here you can see the connection, but really that's in the back of the head. So, you know, if you have a really problem with it, what it looks like, you can also slip stitch only with the top color. So in my case, it would be the white one. But that was it, so if you enjoyed this tutorial, don't forget to hit the like button, and if you want more, just subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time. Bye!